Hi everyone, and welcome to today's General Hospital recap. As always, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any of our videos or recaps. Happy Friday! It's Friday, right?
Yes.
Yes, and happy Veterans Day to all the veterans out there. And let's get to today's recap. Oh, real fast before I do exactly what I said I was just going to do. I have started on my Carly Knits 106 blog a daily positivity, which it's kind of turning into a video that's made me laugh because I believe in self-care, and no matter how much we care about something or, you know, whatever we're doing during our day, I feel like you need to at least take 10 minutes out to just relax, be with yourself, and just calm, so if that's something you want me to suggest here at the beginning or the end of each video, just like kind of a video that's made me laugh or something like that, then I will do that. I'll just, in case the answer is yes, I'll give you one right now from today's daily positivity post on my blog. And if you haven't seen the Shia LaBeouf live video by Rob Cantor, I highly recommend going and watching it right when you're done with this. It's amazing. You will love it. It has a few million views, so you'll know which one it is. But let's get to today's General Hospital recap. At Windermere, Hayden's not breathing. Laura calls an ambulance, and Finn gets Hayden to start breathing again, and he gives her an adrenaline shot right in the heart, which doesn't look comfortable at all. At General Hospital, the man who raped Elizabeth will be in Port Charles by tonight. He was convicted of extortion, and he served 18 out of his 20-year sentence, and the parole board didn't see a reason for him to keep serving his sentence, especially since the person he was convicted of wronging is no longer with us. So Franco says he'll stop him before he hurts her. Finn gets Hayden to the hospital in time, and Elizabeth sees her and is told that she has sepsis. What is going on right here? Oh, it's just a shadow. Finn tells Elizabeth she came in contact with something from his lab, and she starts to go into shock. So Elizabeth holds Hayden on her side while he administers medicine, and then he heads out of the room once Hayden's, everything's calmed. So Franco searches the hospital computer for the name of the guy's brother that hurt Elizabeth or something. So Tracy comes in, and Finn tells them that Hayden is stable now. And Tracy tells Finn that Brad and Obrecht went to Monica, and Monica's taking this to the board. And he's like, fine, I'll just quit, and I'll go to Mercy and do my research. And Tracy's like, they're not going to hire you with your reputation. So he's like, I'm the reason Hayden's sick. And Tracy asks if she has the same thing as him. Well, fun fact, she's infected with a more concentrated version. So in a way, it could be worse. What are the chances? So she needs to be saved, basically. And Tracy has an idea. So Elizabeth updates Finn, and Finn wants her to make arrangements for a transfer and get at least a week's worth of medicine, to go, like you would at a fast food restaurant. And Tracy is taking Hayden in. So Finn can treat her as a private doctor. Hi, ECAT. That was exciting. Hi, baby. So Finn can treat her as a private doctor, and Elizabeth has her reservations, but Laura assures her that this is all going to be okay. Oh, because Laura came with them, because, she had collapsed at Windermere, that this needs to be done. At the Metro Court, Julian approaches Jordan and Andre, who are just having to have a nice breakfast before the funeral, right, ECAT? Say hi. Say I. Oh my God, ECAT, we match. We match, ECAT. Look at us matching. Hello. No more matching. Okay, ECAT. And Julian wants her to arrest Sonny, just like, right now, arrest Sonny. So she says they're following all the leads, and he's like, well, I have my own investigator. And then Curtis walks in. So Julian sits with Curtis, and Jordan stops over because her and Andre are now heading out to the funeral, and she advises against getting outside help. So Julian asks Curtis for his intel. Someone called Pete and distracted him. Curtis gives him the name, and Julian says it doesn't ring a bell, but Curtis is like, sure about that? At Sonny's place, Jason is there, and apparently, because Jason had gotten called away from the funeral, and I'm going to say that in literally 2 seconds, and apparently so is the broker. So Jason comes on in, kind of gets in his face, but not like this gets in his face, but approaches him, and could he make himself look any taller? And he asks how Julian Jerome's car got a bomb in it. And the broker says, well, we went underground because the hit went wrong. And Jason asks why Morgan's dead. Why didn't he deliver the message to call it off? This is where it gets pretty exciting. So the broker says he canceled immediately. Plus, the guy he was working with doesn't do bombs. He got a separate guy for bombs. So if the hit had gone through, it would have been like a slip and fall, or like definitely looked like an accident. It wasn't going to be a bomb. So I think right here we have just cleared Sonny of everything. Well, maybe not everything. So Jason wants to talk to the contractor, and the guy's like, well, it doesn't work that way. And Jason's like, haha, today it does, because Sonny thinks he's responsible, and I gotta have proof before I go to him with this. So Jason leaves for the funeral, and he says he's not gonna tell Sonny until he has proof, and I think that's a really bad idea. And now at the funeral. So Sam, Molly, and Alexis arrive. Molly's gonna go in and light a candle before it starts. We learned Jason got called away, and that's where he was. So Kiki arrives. She calls Ava and tells her definitely not to come. She doesn't even know if she's going to be welcome. And she turns away to leave and runs into Dylan, of all people. So she's surprised to see him. He's surprised he's there himself. He never wanted anything bad to happen to Morgan, no matter what their differences were. Molly and Jocelyn pray together and light a candle. Sonny and Jax have their hug, and Jax feels the gun, and I feel like maybe that was his motive for this hug. And he doesn't approve, and Sonny says he won't be a problem for anyone anymore. And Alexis takes Sonny away from Jax when Jax, kind of really won't let the gun thing go. And says, well, of course, he has a gun everywhere. It's not weird. So Alexis, I said that. Anna and Griffin arrive. Robin had an emergency call back in Berkeley and had to leave. Of course, Robin, I miss you. And they're talking to Dante and Lulu, and they tell him, they tell them that Valentine is Charlotte's father, and Dante and Lulu are like, when will the, when, I can't think of the phrase I want to say, but, really? Someone else? When will this end, basically? So Christina confronts Carly about showing up with Jax. Carly says that he's there for Jocelyn. And now I'm starting to see the Christina thing that someone pointed out in the comments. What if Christina's the one behind all this? I think I brought that up yesterday. So when I watched today's episode, I looked at it through that perspective. And let me tell you, it was very enlightening. Or it was positively entertaining. We have Ion paused, and it says that very big on my TV screen right now. So Michael diffuses and sends Christina to Molly and Jocelyn. Bobby talks with Carly, and she doesn't take Christina's words to heart. She kind of sees Morgan in her, and in a way it seems to have comforted her a little bit. So Nell comes over, and she has the earrings that Carly wanted to wear, but she has the letter in her purse, and she's way too smiley, especially about the letter, and I'm just like, Bobby, figure this out in 2 seconds. So Morgan got Carly those earrings on Mother's Day, around middle school. It was the first gift he got her with his own money, and Bobby's still not thrilled with Nell, needless to say. So Christina, they're having kind of a kids huddle here with Christina, Jocelyn, Michael, and was Molly in the thing? I forget. Who was there? Anyway. So Christina feels that she's the only one supporting their dad, and she'll sit with him, and the rest will sit with their moms, and they all hug, and Nell looks on. So after they kind of disperse, she comes over and tells Michael that he's an awesome brother, and they're really lucky to have him. So then Olivia, she has shown up at the funeral. She hugs Sonny, and she thinks he's been taking on way too much guilt, and says she and Dante love him. And then he tells her to take care of their son. And I was like, if you're trying to be subtle about this whole thing, it's not working. So Kiki walks in and sits next to Lulu. Dylan walks in and sits across the room from her. The funeral starts. Christina says something. Molly helped her find a reading of The Righteous One. Dante speaks. He's grateful to have been a part of Morgan's life. Jocelyn sings because Morgan really liked it when she sang. And she's really good, by the way. And props to her for singing while she's sad and her voice not cracking. That, I don't even know how I would, come on, we all know. And she sings Amazing Grace. and brings everyone to tears. And actually during this, they had switched back and forth with the Hayden scenes of, like, that's when he was medicating her and everything. So Sonny and Carly look at each other, and I feel like a part of them, or at least a part of Carly, feels like she should be sitting with him. So Michael speaks. He says they never gave him enough credit for his capacity to forgive. And then Kiki walks out and Dylan goes after her. And basically Michael wishes they could all be as forgiving as Morgan. And he wishes he was still here. He never told him how much he admired him. Christina falls to Sonny's shoulder and cries. And seeing it through that perspective, I'm like, I see now a little bit. Kiki blames herself, and she and Dylan hug. Carly speaks next. She tells everyone the coffin is empty. They filled it with pictures and meaningful items, symbols from his life. She talks about how his potential and the amazing man he would have been. And then she breaks down, like, at the coffin, and Jason is behind her, and he kind of, grabs her up and says he won't let her go, and he's going to be there for her. And I was like, oh, Carly and Jason, just breaking my heart. So Jason tells Sam that he thinks he's onto something that will change everything. Sam, I don't think she's feeling well, or something's going on, and the funeral's kind of coming to a close anyway. So Alexis, Sam, Jason, and Molly and Christina, like, walk out into the lobby, and then Jason comes back in, and Sonny says he has something to say before they all leave. And I was like, Jason, like, you need to get on this right now. Like, literally right now. And now, end scene. So Franco gets a name. This guy, Tom Baker, does have a brother, Seth Baker. And Franco calls him and pretends to be from the parole board, but also pretends to be Irish or Scottish. I think more Irish. And he confirms that his brother is staying with him, and he gets the address, and he'll be personally following up shortly. And I was like, oh my goodness. Hayden is set to go. Finn tells Tracy that she's his best friend, and that Stretcher is, like, a really bumpy ride. And, like, I feel so bad for Hayden. And they even at one point, getting into the elevator, kind of bumped the side of it a little. So Laura sees Tracy, sticks her neck out for those she loves, and Laura thinks Tracy really likes Hayden, even though she won't admit it. And I think she kind of likes Hayden too, even though she won't admit it. Dylan and Kiki go back into the funeral together. Sonny would like to say something. He knows they blame him. He blames himself more than they ever could. Morgan's life wasn't easy. He deserves to be at peace, but that can't happen because of him. And he knows how Morgan can be at peace, and he pulls a gun out. And I was like, are you serious? You are not going to kill yourself in front of your whole family. Like, absolutely not. What? I don't think Sonny's been taking his medication, personally. That's because this isn't behavior indicative of that. Because that would be 50 billion times more traumatizing than what has already happened. But that is all I got for you today. For General Hospital. Oh, and we can vote for the best male and female character of the week. There's a lot going on there, and I think we're good. And I will see you Monday for more General Hospital, and I hope you have a great weekend. Bye.